KSWAM, San Antonio College Radio. This is the Urban Suite D Major. Cheryl Metal, Vandal, still in the studio with us. Thank you for sticking around. We were just having a great conversation off air of artists not understanding the logistics and the work that actually goes into being an artist and being the music industry. I've always said, and Cheryl can quote me on this too, you can't say that you're in the music business if you don't understand the business of music.
At 100.
It's the most important aspect to why artists are really successful and especially making revenue. A lot of artists don't realize that there is the whole separate side that nobody, like everybody can, foreplay like, oh yeah, I'm an artist and this is what it's like being an artist. But when it comes down to the logistics and everything behind it, you need publishing, you need distribution, you need to have things that are registered to you. And so when your music is played on the radio, not by chance, not by randomly, they have an ISRC code that can track you, that can find you, and eventually pay you out. And when you say these things to these people, they're like, oh, like when she asked me, she's like, oh, when Cheryl asked me, like, oh, what's your ISRC code? I need to have it for that track. I'm like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. And, for some artists, they don't know what that is, and they're not educated in it. They're just thinking that, oh, I'm just going to post music and hope that it goes, and hope that I make $1 billion from it, and, I'm going to keep hustling and keep doing this. Nah. No. It's like if you want to, learn how to make a rocket ship, you got to go become an astrophysicist. You have to go to school for that. And in the same way, in the metaphor like this, it's kind of like you got to go dive into resources and learn about, everything that comes into it. It's not just one thing that happens to become the next thing. No, if you don't get a publishing deal or you don't get distribution from a big record label, you have to do all this by yourself as an independent contractor.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And branding too, that comes part of it. It's not easy, it's hard. But that's what makes it good when you finally do it. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I'm legit as they come, you know what I mean?
And also, by putting in the work yourself and understanding, all the aspects of it, when people are serious and those who are just out to scam you or,
put a facade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people, they like the idea of being an artist, like the creative aspects of it. Like, oh, look at me, I'm an artist, I make music, I rap. But, when you meet someone that has everything organized and they're like, oh yeah, this is, my codes, this is my record label, this is my clothing brand, this is my music, this is where I get it mixed and mastered, they know everything. And they're like, oh, I'm making recording music. They're a different person, 100% of the time. And they're the hardest working people. And, the other guy that we had, Julius, he's one of those guys.
Giuliani is on it.
Giuliani, yeah, he's on it. He's on it. And, when I'm around in the Bay Area, I feel like there's not a lot of presence like that. But here, I think there is a lot. And I think that's really cool. Yeah, you don't see that a lot.
There are artists out here who understands that the work you put in is what you get out of it, and Giuliani's one of them. It's a Big Cree, what he's doing, traveling everywhere, all his merch with the merch game. He understands. So yeah,
education is a big deal about this. Yeah, it's not just rainbows and sunshines. It's thunderstorms and lawsuits and if you do something that you're not supposed to do. So but it's good though. It's once you finally have everything set up straight, you're free, and you can really take your music places. And getting paid off radio shows, there's all these like you're saying, all these entities are just throwing money. They're like, okay, where are we getting money? And the artists don't even know that this is where you get money. This is where you get a lot of money. But it's cool.
How's everything going with your studio back in Cali?
Really
right
good.
Yeah.
We actually just had a football. We just had a 49ers player come the other week, Terrence Marshall. I think he's number 47, 49.
Okay.
Yeah, so he just came in not that long ago, and we work with a lot of different people, but it's cool when you have a celebrity come through and they're actually probably, especially when they're chill, they're cool when they're home, when they're not like all in their head about it. You know what I mean? So
that's dope.
But my studio is really cool. It's called the Box Studios. Right now we have 2 locations, one in San Francisco and one in San Jose. But it's a total community, space. Like it's for the people, made by the people, believe it or not, right? But the studio was intentionally designed to bring people together and network and, connect different producers to engineers and artists and vice versa to get everybody locked in. And that's what it's been doing in the West Coast. So it's cool coming out here because I want to, I see so much talent. I want to bring them over there, and I want to bring my artists over here and just make some dope music.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
I know. Yeah, that's what I feel like I really want to do now is just connect these dots.
Were you saying you're looking into expanding your studio as well into other locations?
Yeah. So, we have two, but we're eventually going to open one in LA and then Tokyo. So we're kind of just going to get that huge domain of stretch. And that's over the next 3 to 4 years, right? Mm-hmm. And it's where do we go next?
Yeah.
I have all my family here in Texas, and I think a studio in San Antonio would be really sick, especially with all these dope artists around. It would be sick. It would be really sick. And eventually, we want to get in the Midwest, we want to get on the East Coast, we want to get in Miami. We want to be a huge presence, and it's not like each of these studios are designed and they're built by a team of people, mm-hmm. But all these people are like-minded. They're not it's not about the money. It is. We need money to pay our bills. Let's not sugarcoat things, but it's more for the culture.
Yeah.
And it's more to help music progress the right way, mm-hmm. And get these loan sharks out of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that sign into a 360 deal and they don't know. Mm-hmm. And they don't know. Yeah, I have a lot of buddies that are signed to Empire. They signed for $50K, and everybody's like, "Don't do it, don't do it." Like, no, that's a good deal, and I'm like, that's a really bad deal, bro. You just sold your catalog and your masters for $50,000.
Yeah.
When's your next big song? And you may be stuck paying that off for a really long time, bro. Mm-hmm. But
hey.
Yeah.
Live and learn.
Live and learn, crash and burn.
Absolutely. They don't read, they only listen.
Yeah.
They listen to what they're being told, which is not what's in the contract.
Yeah. I was I was given a distribution deal from oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember. If you guys are familiar with Gold Toes.
Yeah.
Yeah. His
the GT Digital.
GT Digital. They have. I think they have an office in Houston.
I think so. Yeah.
They were trying to sign me for a distribution deal, and in the agreement, it said that they would own 30% of my masters, and I'm like, that's crazy. And especially if you imagine you have a catalog, right? And these catalogs all have a bunch of bangers, and even if they're not big yet, they may become big at one point in time. Mm-hmm. If they own 30% of that, and let's say you're generating maybe $1,000 a month. Let's say a medium-sized artist generating $1,000 from streaming, from whatever. Mm-hmm. They're getting 30% of that now, forever. Which is now they're getting $300 out of your $1,000. You're only coming home with $700, and that hurts. It does.
That's a grip.
Yeah.
That adds up.
It's a grip when you need it. If you're only relying on music, that could suck. It could be bad luck. Yeah. Just for distribution, it's crazy.
Hey, y'all, stay tuned. We've got more with Vandal coming up, so do not go anywhere. In this block of music, we have a track from our friend Queen Bree and Kay Murray. But we also have a brand new track from our friend Heath, a very poignant track from him entitled God is Great. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey, y'all, stay tuned. More coming up. This is Urban Sweet KSYM, San Antonio College Radio.